Portland started off as a forest and very quickly was almost completely cleared off. And the next thing that Portlanders started to do was lay down a park system. Portland was first known as Stump Town because they would cut off the trees and they didn't have the manpower to dig out the roots and the stump. So Portland got the name of Stump Town and has never shaken it since.
Portland has changed a little since its Stumptown days. Welcome to the Rose City. Tucked in the northwest corner of the state, Portland is Oregon's largest city. Our population has grown 10% in the past 10 years, as more and more people are drawn by the city's natural beauty, green identity, and opportunities in creative and sustainable industries. Portlanders prize their parks. They always have.
The Olmsted Plan was developed at the beginning of the 20th century, and it articulated to Portlanders how by establishing a comprehensive and connected system of parks and recreation facilities, you could make the living in the city pleasurable while improving the health, the intelligence, and the prosperity of Portland residents.
So our motto is Healthy Parks, Healthy Portland, and at the core of what we do is promoting community health. That's having trails where older adults can go take a hike. It's having ball fields where children can play, or community gardens where people grow food.
It's Portland Parks and Recreation's job to protect the city's beloved parks and recreation opportunities for generations to come. Portland Parks and Recreation has a long-range plan, the Parks 2020 vision, that guides our efforts and ensures a world-class park system for Portland.
In the year 2000, the Parks Department, City Council, and probably hundreds of citizens throughout the city got together and created a vision for Portland Parks and Recreation that would govern its maintenance, its preservation, and its growth over the next 20 years as the city would grow.
The result is a plan that is as well regarded as the old Olmsted Plan.
Thinking strategically is essential for Portland Parks and Recreation. As Portland grows, so does the interest in recreation. More than ever, Portland is a city that plays. Providing recreation access for all is an essential part of Portland Parks and Recreation's mission. Our adaptive and inclusive recreation program helps people with disabilities participate in recreation alongside other residents. Portland's Senior Recreation Program introduces the city's 55-plus population to activities like biking through a partnership with the Portland Bureau of Transportation. Portland Parks and Recreation partners with other agencies too, like schools and local nonprofits, to engage the community in helping at-risk youth succeed.
Having Sun in a public school brings the community together. Portland Parks and Rec could have chosen to put the Sun School at a different site, but because they chose to put it here at Lane, we serve a broader range of students and families that are low income. For example, our school is 88% free and reduced lunch. Having Sun here has helped us raise student achievement in math, reading, and writing because we're able to give students extended learning experiences.
Offering no or low-cost activities is also a priority, especially in the summer.
The Summer Free for All program at Portland Parks, there are hundreds of activities and they're all free. The playground program offers free lunch and it's in partnership with Portland Public Schools. So like the rock climbing wall, there are swim sessions, playground activities, free lunch, free movies, free concerts. Over the summer, about 300,000 people end up going to one of these free activities in Portland Parks.
All Portlanders want to play, and they want to play in more ways than ever, which is the challenge and the opportunity for Portland Parks and Recreation. One of the biggest requests? More biking, please. Forest Park is Portland's 5,000-acre urban forest, and demand for additional bike trails is high. In 2009, we convened a year-long public advisory committee to explore adding recreation while protecting the sensitive natural area.
The challenge of Forest Park is that lots of people want to use it, and yet this park is basically a forest ecosystem.
Thinking is big, but so is barking. With the guidance of an off-leash advisory group, Portland Parks and Recreation works to keep its 32 citywide off-leash areas fun, healthy places for people and their pets.
Portland Parks and Recreation has really recognized the need for dogs in parks and providing areas for dogs to have their own little recreation times.
There's approximately 1 dog for every 4 people in Portland, and they want to play too. Portland Parks and Recreation works to raise awareness of environmental impacts through its Dogs for the Environment program, in which dogs, not owners, earn a green bandana by pledging to stay on leash and make sure their owners always scoop. Unlike our fairly new dog areas, community gardens have been in parks for more than 30 years. But as demand for fresh, local, nutritious food rises, so does demand for urban garden plots. Since 2006, the number of gardens has grown by 35%.
We have a waiting list of folks that want a garden plot, and that waiting list has actually risen to 2,000 folks. It's essential to have an agency like Portland Parks providing that support.
Providing recreation while protecting our natural and community assets is a balancing act. The reason Portland Parks and Recreation does it so well is because the people of Portland care about their parks, and they help us take care of them.
Mount Tabor Foot Patrol is a group of about 55 active people now. We are able to make people comfortable, our neighbors and tourists, and have a sense of safety, and we're always being thanked for such a clean park.
Portland has more than 100 Friends groups, which range from large nonprofits like the Japanese Garden to Friends of small neighborhood parks. In 2010, Portlanders contributed more than 450,000 hours of service to Portland Parks and Recreation. That makes up more than 25% of all work performed in parks, at a value of $5 million annually. Our friends work hard. Through our environmental stewardship program, they pitch in on projects that restore our natural areas. Portland Parks and Recreation programs also help the next generation of stewards to get involved in learning about and caring for their parks.
The purpose of this program is to teach parents you can go out to your local park and do so many things about nature. Like, you can learn so much within a city park. They're out of their element, they see the bugs, and they're getting closer, not getting away from it. So they're kind of just like, whoa, we're actually trying to catch them and put them in boxes and look at them, and we're digging. Usually I'm not allowed to dig, but here I can dig and get dirty, and they love it. And it's like right around the corner for me. Like, you don't have to take a plane, you don't have to take a car, you can just walk or take a bus. All of that can happen in the city. Shocking, I know.
Portland Parks and Recreation is a model of sustainable practices in its operations as well. Our newest pool at East Portland Community Center is a certified LEED Platinum Green building. Our pesticide management practices and a pesticide-free park program have drastically reduced our chemical use. Portland International Raceway, which sits next to a sensitive wetland habitat, is one of the nation's greenest raceways. Heron Lakes Golf Course has even been awarded Audubon Sanctuary status. Our stewardship efforts set an example for the entire Portland community and encourage their stewardship of parks and natural areas. Innovative technology further encourages active participation in keeping parks healthy. ParkScan and PDX Reporter are both easy ways for the community to connect with parks by computer or smartphone. That community connection is critical during planning and design of new parks, too. Our extensive public involvement program works to represent the interests of all Portlanders, and the community plays an active role in making those plans a reality.
When the master plan was created, the interest was in creating a nature play area. So not your typical primary colored plastic play structure, but an area that includes elements that you would find in nature. Spring Garden Park is the only place that our kids can play safely, and this is kind of our community's living room. Portland Parks and Recreation makes it really easy for us to do our work in the community.
Partnerships are essential in bringing parks to life, including philanthropic partnerships. The Portland Parks Foundation has raised more than $10.5 million private dollars for parks and programs. In the last 2 years, they've helped fund several major capital projects, including Simon and Helen Director Park, the newest addition to the park blocks.
It had been a vision for 100 years to have the north and south park blocks be contiguous. This is one of the great opportunities to turn what had been a parking lot into a central place for Portland's people.
With friends like these, Portland Parks and Recreation is flourishing. Our emphasis on planning for a world-class park system and careful fiscal responsibility have helped us make real progress toward the 2020 vision.
The Parks 2020 Vision Plan targeted an acquisition of roughly 2,000 acres by 2020, and we are a quarter of the way to that goal now. In 2000, we had roughly 19 park acres for every 1,000 residents, and we've kept that ratio despite the growth of the city. What we've also been able to do is acquire an additional 500 acres of natural habitat so that we can continue to preserve those areas and create new parks. I've lived in 9 cities, and Portland, by far, is the #1 city that I've lived in. And I love the fact that throughout the city, there's always a place for you to walk and enjoy nature as if you were someplace 30 miles away.
My name is Dylan. I like cars.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Portland Parks and Rec.
We love you, Portland Parks!
We love Portland Parks!